Shine it up, rev it up, and let it run, yeah. It gets a high riding off into the sun, yeah. I got a heart like a truck.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel on Wild. So this video is from Sunday, and this is when I had my third ride on Bailey, as well as when we finally got to bring her home. And it was incredibly windy. There were ups, there was downs, and it was a little hectic, and it was a very long day, but overall it went really well. And here you can see just warming her up a little bit, doing some walk pulls, halt, back up, got a couple obstacles out, which I'll do later on, and she was really good for this. So here we go, back over the walk poles and make a little bit tighter turn, I believe, to these other little obstacles that had like some plastic bags in the middle, and she didn't mind that at all. So very happy, especially with how windy it was, which you will see later on, as that did affect our momentum a little bit. Here you'll see she takes a little look at the tarp with two poles laying over it. She just had a little look there and had a little stop. I just kept encouraging her forward, let her look at it, and she'll step over here in just a second. And I think I make another circle around after she goes over them. Good girl. Yep, we just do a little circle back and go over it once again. Just trying to show her it's okay, because the wind was getting up under the tarp. And here we are trotting. Oh man, I'm going to brag on my horse, because her trot is so nice to ride. And I really like how she moves, how it feels. She's just really, really nice to trot on. And she did really good over the poles. Do her little turn here.
Oh, how pretty, Aspen.
Back over the poles again. Again, she had really nice rhythm, really nice movement, and she was doing really good for me. I just asked for a little halt transition there after the poles. And nice trot transition. She felt a lot more better off my aids this time. Got a little sleepy right there at the turn. Took my leg off there. But she felt very nice, very forward, and I'm very, very pleased with how she did on Sunday. Back over the poles again. And come back down to a walk. She did really nicely there. Give her a quick pat, and she was being very good. And the our first two rides together, Camille had hopped on, warmed her up, and kind of shown us what she was learning, or all her specific cues and everything. So this time I just hopped on and warmed her up myself, did a little sitting trot, and she did really good there. Still learning to keep the contact in the frame, but overall really nice. Back over the poles again, doing my 2-point position, turning back the other direction, and she had a very nice frame there. And back down to the walk. And this time she didn't completely die on me when I'd asked for the walk, so that was really nice. Doing a little turn here, a little pivot. Very nice. She is very good about doing her turns and pivots. And here we go back this direction. I believe this is about the time we start our canter work. So pick up the trot, do a trot circle or two before picking up the canter. I really like that moment right there. She framed up really nice. I felt like I was riding pretty correctly. And I had not ridden for a month, and the last time I rode was on Bailey. And there we go in the canter. And so my Eck was slightly sloppy, but she still did very good for me despite that. And nice canter. She's very smooth and very like a rocking horse, which I really like. So I'm very happy with all her movements, all her gaits. Do a little circle there. And back to trot. Very nice. And back to walk there. And here we are about to change direction and repeat the canter going to the right this time. Giving her a little walk break, giving myself a little breather. And there we go in the trot. And again, she felt a lot better off my cues, a lot more responsive. So I was very pleased with that. And I believe this is her weaker side in the canter till I also threw my weight to the outside a lot and trying to help her pick up the correct lead, but I think I overdo it on this side and it almost kind of interrupts her flow to get into the canter, which I'm going to work on. But she picked it up real nice. And again, she's very smooth and I really like her movement. And go down the long side here. And back to trot, I believe. Yep, and we broke trot there, or broke to the trot there, picked up the canter right before the poles, and cantered over those now. Really nice there. And getting our turn here. Kind of overshoot a little bit, but get back to the center and go over the poles again. So really happy there. And yes, this is where I fell off. I went to rebalance and I stepped into my inside strap. Right as I did so, there was a gust of wind that blew up the tarp and she went the opposite direction and I just slid right off. And so we had to take a little break there for a few minutes and got back up. I landed on my shoulder. Sore now, but completely fine. So got back on. So pick up our trot work again. And I did lose a little bit of confidence. So we just kind of worked on building that up again the rest of the lesson pretty much. She did really well for me though. Back over the trot poles now. And I was really losing confidence, mainly in the canter and when we go to our turn after the poles. So we just had to work through that little situation, mainly on my end, because Bailey was really trying for me and wanting to do what I was asking of her. It was just my mind and head getting in the way. So here we are just taking a little walk break after going over the poles. And you can tell it is very, very windy. Here I just worked a little bit on, I believe, extension and collection just at the walk. Doing little half halts, working on my position. All at the walk, just taking it back a couple steps for me and just building myself up again. And here we go through our corner now, heading back to the plastic bags again. She did good there, so flag was waving a little bit, so turn the other direction. Here again, just working on her extension and collection at the walk. And she felt like she was moving pretty nicely off my leg. There you can see a little bit more collection. And a very nice square halt. I believe she's square all the way around, so very happy with that. Give her a big hug because she's being so good for me. And off we go back into the walk again. I think we'll go over the poles here. And after the poles, do a little rollback through the plastic bags again. Just going from both directions. And we went over the bridge, a little bit of a failed attempt there. She went off the side. It is a very, very narrow bridge. So I just made a little circle back again, and this time she went over a lot better and a lot straighter. And here we go back into our trot work. Very nice transition there.
So cute. I love watching her run. They're doing a super job. I didn't get to see how cute Bailey is when I want it.
Going down the long side here for a bit.
English. Oh yeah, I knew she would.
And good canter. And here we go back down to the trot again. Do a little, almost like three quarters of a circle before coming down to the walk. Very nice. Here I'm just working her a little bit on loose rein. Back into our trot work again, going to the right.
There you go. That's pretty. Good. Bring your shoulder down.
And I asked for the canter there, and she did dive in just a little bit, but she still picked it up nice. And broke to the trot there. We were both getting a little tired at this point. So did a little trot circle there, come back down to the walk.
That's cute. Yeah, that is super cute. Wow. All right, pass the flag all the way up into the corner. Use your inside leg, just kind of lean on it. Yeah. Good.
So I kept her going along the rail this stretch, since she was wanting to dive in into the center of the arena. Whenever I'd asked for the canter going this direction, we went through the straight a couple times, I believe, just to kind of get her shoulder back on a line instead of diving in.
Doing? You need a breather? Okay.
I think this clip right here is probably my favorite. She looks so good. I felt like very confident in that moment during the trot, so I'm very happy there. And here during this turn we pick up our canter and we're going to make a circle here. I believe we go through the poles this time. Broke to the trot here, but I didn't want to take her off of the line, so I just trotted through them and took a little walk after them. Like I said, we were both getting pretty tired here, and we're getting pretty close to the end of our ride. Pick up the trot again, and I think we will make a circle and canter once again. There we go, into the canter again, doing a little bit of a bigger circle now. And here is where we begin another issue of my outside leg going this direction, not giving her a big enough cue to turn. So she started going the opposite direction. So come back, get her back on our line, canter again, and broke to the trot, she picks up the canner over the poles this time. So we're getting tired. It's getting a little bit sloppy now. But we really wanted to end it with it being correct without overdoing it all. So take another little walk break here after the poles.
I'm okay. Okay. Never eyed her, girlfriend. Try. Pick up the canner in the corner. And right.
Picking up our trot again. And really utilizing this corner here to pick up our canner as much as possible. So got a little bit better turn and back over the poles there. And again, just not using my outside leg enough to turn, and because that is where I fell off, I was kind of getting distracted right at that point. So I wasn't completely focusing on the turn, and I'd focus more on, okay, this is where I fell off. I don't want to do that again. So we had a couple more goes at this canner poles. Right with your hips. Sit up, ass. There.
Yep. Roll your shoulders back. Good girl. Just run that same line and look where you're going. That was a good fix, Aspen.
Yep. Don't lose your momentum. Good job.
And look left. Now make her go left. Good.
And about once we reach the flag, we take another walk break. Didn't want to overdo the trotting, as we really needed to work on the canner, so didn't want to exhaust her energy any more than we needed to. And here we go back into the trot work again. Utilizing my corner once more, getting her deep into the corner, picking up our canter. Very nice. Probably the best corner to our canter poles for sure. And then look there, I actually used my outside leg and planned ahead. As Camille was telling me, visualize and make it happen. And that is what I did. And we finally had our breakthrough and finally got that turn. And we ended it there. Bailey worked her tail off for me. Gave her lots of pats, lots of hugs, and she did really well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my other socials. See you next time.